It hurts to get up. I am so achy this morning, but the sun's coming up. There's a breeze blowing, and I think it's going to be a good day. Well, good morning. Girl's feeling kind of rough this morning, and I realized in the middle of the night that I kind of left you hanging there. I think the last video I shot yesterday was 𝐒𝐻𝐻𝐸 Wilderness, 𝐒𝐻𝐻 State Park border. We still had 2 miles to go at that point. We're feeling pretty beat up already, even though it was only a 13.2 mile day. It was all rocks and hot, and there were sections that seemed like nobody had even maintained them or walked through them for years. I know that's not true, it's just that's how it felt. So after we passed the state park, which is where we originally planned to stay, but when we did the slack pack the other day, we did a couple extra miles, so we decided to push on to the Blue Mountain shelter, which gave us the 13.2 for the day. And it had some steep ups and downs, so that was exhausting. Rushing to get water before dark, and yeah, it was just a rough day, a lot harder than we expected, unfortunately. We thought that the Stairway to Heaven was the feature of the day and had no idea how much rocks we were in for the rest of the day. So we got here, made dinner, and crashed. And I was so achy, my hips, my knees, my feet were all killing me. So I'm still feeling it this morning, but I'm going to get up and have some coffee and get another day going. There's breakfast today. 𝐓𝐡𝐢𝐬𝐷 sugar, 𝐓𝐡𝐢𝐷 granola bar. Instant breakfast I've had forever. Probably only use half of this, but I don't have any creamer for my coffee, so. Yep. Not quite. I'll call that good. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Coffee fail. Ugh. Yes. Okay, I'm gonna let that coffee now. It's time to get going on day 9. Hopefully it's gonna be better than day 8. It wasn't a bad day yesterday, but man, it was tough. We need a little bit of sweet trail today. Cruisy, I think is what they call it. Yeah, I want some cruisy trail today. Such a sad sound. My hair. Well, it took a minute. I was kind of slow starting this morning, but we are ready to roll and about to hit the trail, hoping for a good day today. We just spent our first 10 minutes of hiking, climbing up out of the shelter, which is pretty much normal on the trail. I call it a good morning climb. But now the trail's looking a little more flat. So maybe we are going to get cruisy for a little bit. Pretty nice way to open up the day. It's lovely and breezy this morning, but the trail so far is just covered with poison ivy. And yeah, it takes a tremendous amount of mental energy to constantly be dodging that as you're trying to hike and not trip and all that other good stuff. So I find it pretty tiring, but hopefully once I really get warmed up this morning, it won't bother me so much. But right now, I'm a little bit like, not hiking that. If you are allergic to poison ivy and you're thinking about doing this trail, one strong argument for doing it earlier than April would be get out here before the poison ivy's all grown up. I've been doing a lot of little ups and downs this morning, going down to cross little creeks or seasonal water sources. So if you look at far out for today, looks like we've got, 15, I didn't count them all, water sources, but I'd say 90% of them are dry. So we're about 3 miles into the hike, and I think that first water that we're going to get is probably a little after 4, maybe. We'll see when we get there if it's wet or dry. Nope, no water. Well, here's a decent little water source. I think we will actually stop and get some. I've been carrying about 1 liter, 2.5 liters, and I'm a little lower than that right now, and I want to be able to drink as much as possible, so I'm gonna go ahead and load up with maybe another liter right now. Looks pretty good. Well, the trail has been pretty cruisy, I would say, so far today, which is lovely. It's not even 10 o'clock this morning, though, so there's plenty of time for it to get a lot tougher. We're planning to go into the town of 𝐓𝐡𝐢𝐬 tomorrow, and the Chamber of Commerce there is really welcoming to hikers. I hear the whole town is, and so we just reached out to them to let them know that we'd probably be showing up sometime around midday, and they actually offer rides to hikers, so they're going to check and see if there's somebody free who could pick us up and take us into town. And we did get some beta. It's probably pretty important. And she said that she had just heard from the Forest Service, and they are planning to do a prescribed burn along the 𝐓𝐡𝐢𝐬 spur, which is the trail that goes from the road crossing on the Pinhoti into town. So very good info. I don't know if that's going to affect our hike at all with smoke and things like that, but we'll see, and we will adapt accordingly. Some stretches of trail are wider than others. This one is kind of narrow and kind of steep down the side there, so going a little slower. Looks like a pretty good sized stream down there. I'm not sure if I'm going to cross it or not. I'll carry on this way and find out. Well, here it is, kind of a pretty little stream. Get to cross it, but I don't need to stop for water because I'm good from that little seasonal stream that I filled up out a while back. And some nice campsites here right on the other side. I just checked far out, and it said that I'm now in what's called Zulu Canyon. Yep, that's a pretty long way down. I just climbed up a little bit of kind of dicey trail to get up here. I get to cross this creek I've been walking next to. Should be not too bad. Oops. Looks like I'm gonna have to crawl under this one. We just had a nice little lunch break on the other side of the creek, and then walked through and got our feet wet. Man, did that feel good. It's been kind of hot today. Well, here's another nice creekside campground. A lot of those today, a lot of water today, and a lot of nice campsites. We've got about 7 miles to go till we find the one that we're staying at. There's a itty bitty waterfall, but I understand we've got a couple more coming up right before we get to where we're gonna camp. Oh man, I'm climbing again, heading up that way behind me. And it is hot. There's a little hint of a breeze every now and then, but right now not enough to really cool you off. So I'm hoping when I get to the top, I'll be able to find a spot in the shade with some breeze and chill out for a minute. I splashed around the creek back there, dipped my shirt, washed my face. Felt amazing. And we are less than a mile from a big milestone. So I will tell you about that when we get there. Well, there it is. We've just hit 100 miles on the Pinhoti Trail. That means we're not quite a third of the way done, but it's still an accomplishment, and we are pretty excited about it. And we're just gonna go a few more miles and then camp.